Hello everyone, welcome to another DAX related tutorial for Power BI, and in this tutorial we will learn about important date and time functions in DAX in Power BI. So important date and time functions in DAX are: first important function is today. DAX provides a variety of date and time functions to analyze and manipulate date related data, and we will learn some of most commonly used ones, and these are explained on the sample superstore dataset that we have analyzed so far. And we'll try to create some calculated columns or some calculated measures in order to show you their purpose. First method is today. It returns the current date, so today. So if you will write today, it will give you the current date. And how can you use it? And you can calculate the number of days since an order was placed. So for example, we have many order IDs. So if you look at our tabular view, you can see we have many order IDs and the order date on which these orders were made. Now we want to create a column. We will create a new visual. We want to create a tabular data where we want to show how many days, you know, since this order was placed, or how many days have passed since this order was placed. So to do that, the DAX formula is as follows. You will name it as days since order, or you can name it as anything. We will use date difference. Now, what is date difference function doing? Date difference function has three arguments. First is your starting date, or first is your one date. Second is your end date, and third is your what output do you want to give. Like if you want to give days as output, so you will write day here. If you want to give months as output, so you can write month here. Year as output, so you can write year here. So this is the purpose of date difference function. Okay. So and inside date difference function, to get current date, we are using today. Okay. So you can copy this, and from here go to modeling tab and create a new column here, because this will run for all rows of order ID. So days since order, date difference, orders order date is the name of our uh, column, that is where we have the order date. So first it will subtract today with order date, that is in the data, and give us output as days. So once this is created and you go to tabular view, you can see days since order is created. If you want to build a visual, so you can create a tabular view here, and in your tabular view you can select order ID at days since this. So this way you can zoom also, you can get that your day was 3 January 2014 and 3973 days have passed since that. Similarly, this is a simple use of today. And while doing this, we are not just learning today, we are also learning other functions like date difference, which will be used here. What if we write month here? Okay, and click this. So it will give you how many months have passed. Okay, if you will write year here, it will give you how many years have passed. Okay, it is giving that data. The one thing that we are seeing incorrectly is it is showing us sum. Okay, so on this table you don't want to sum them, so you don't want to summarize. Okay, so then only you will get the correct data. Now most of the orders you can see 10 and so on. So this is how you can use the today function. Similarly, we have other functions here. Next is year function. Purpose is to extract the year from a date. For example, if date is given like 1/1/2024, if you will create a column called order year, so it will give you, so how to use it? You will write year, and inside year you will write your column name. So this is your table name, this is your column name. And when you will use this uh, column in your visual, you will see it will output as this. So similarly, month is here. Month will give you a numerical output like 1, 2, 3, 1 to 12. It will give you numerical output. Then another important function is format, because what happens is, suppose the data set is in US format date and you want to change it in India format date or any other thing. So you can do it with the help of formatted date. Okay. So what you can do is, let's say you just want to display month and year. Okay. So let's copy this and we'll create another column here. Go to modeling and create new column here, and we will call it formatted date. Okay. You can write it DD also if you want to show date also. And now you have the formatted date. If you want to show formatted date, you can see January 2014 Saturday. Okay. This way you will be able to see the formatted date. If you remove DD from here, so it will remove date. If you do it like MMYY, so it will give you the number format. Okay. So you have to remember this. And if you do it like DD MMYY, so it will give you date in DDMMYY format. If you write it like DD dash MM dash YY, so it will give you like this. So whatever you want to do with date, like however you want to display date, you can see. Because what happens is, in our data, when date is given as a date hierarchy, which you can see here. We just added this order date into our visual, but it is showing it in four columns, four different columns: year, quarter, month, day. Okay, it also shows quarters. But if you want to display the date as a string, let's say you want to display the date in your native format. Okay, so you can do it like that. So this is another example. Then we also have another function that is called weekday. It returns the day of the week as a number. Okay, suppose you want to use the, like, how many weeks have passed, and on the basis of the number of weeks that have been passed, you want to calculate some subscription amount. Its use is very simple. If you want to find order day number, so you can use the formula weekday and just pass your order date here. So it will give you output like this. If you have given 1/1/24, it will give you 2 Monday, 6 Friday. So this formula can be used easily. And all this formula, the code, the description will be shared with you in the resource section in the description, so that you can simply copy and create it. Similarly, we have another important date related function, that is EO month. That is, returns the last day of the month for a given date. Okay. Suppose you have your order date, that is 1/1/24. Like in our case, it is 3/1/24. That is 3 January 24. So if your order is like that, then you want to get what is end of month. Okay. So end of month will be 31. Okay. And from your order date, how many days are left? Okay, because this is 1/1/24 and this is 31/1/24. So there are 30 days which are left. Okay, so uh, when will it be useful? It will be useful, let's say your subscription is ending in some days. You want to see those customers, you know, who have their you want to filter those customers whose subscription ending date is coming near. So you can apply filter on days left, and you can say if days left is less than 10, okay, then find those customers. So you will get a list of those customers and you can send them reminder or something, or you can see how many customers have passed the date of their subscription not getting renewed and things like that. So we have created two fields here. One is end of month. This is a calculated column which is EO month. Okay, it is very easy to remember, end of month. And you have to provide your order date, and it takes two parameters. Okay, EO month takes two parameters. If you look at the official Microsoft document, you will see it takes two parameters. First is your start date, and second is the required number of month before or after a start date. A positive value for month yields a future date. Like let's say you write 1, so it will give you a future date. A negative value yields a past date. Okay, so here they have given examples like if we start let's see example, yeah. So EO month A21, okay, let's say A2 is a date. So date of the last day of month 1 month after the date in A2. Okay, if you write -3, so it will give you date of the last day of month 3 months before the date in A2. Okay, so here you can see 228 if the date is 1 January 11. Okay, so 1 January 2011. So if you write 1 here, it will give you the last day of February. If you write -3 here, it will give you the last day of October in 2010, because 3 months back it was that date. Okay. If you write 0 here, it will give you the last day of this month, of this date's month. So that's why in our case we have written 0 here. So it will give you the last day of this month. So if you will write 1, it will give you February. Sorry for the noise. Now you have learned EO month, and we have already covered date difference. It gives the difference between two dates in days, months, or years. We just saw the example. The formula is written here so that you can see. Similarly, now is here. We have also already used today, like we have used today. Similar to today, we have now. So today gives us, as you can see, returns the current date. Now returns the current date and time. Okay. So calculate how many hours have passed since an order was placed. Let's say you want to find that. So let's say your data set is order ID, order date, order time. So what you can do is you can calculate date difference. So what you are doing is you are using order date plus time value. What is happening here is, so in our order date we are adding time value from this column. Okay, so and when we will add this, this will make it date time. In a data set like this, if you will see, the actually the order are given as date time. Let's see that. So if you see this data set, you can see here the order dates are given as date only. But if you see this data set, here you will see the invoice date or order date is given as date time. Okay, so this is very important. So you have to, if your order date is given as date time, then you don't have to worry about it. This is online retail data set which will be shared with you as a resource in the description of this video. So you can, we will get a link from where you can directly download it. So If your data set has a date time value already, then you can use that column directly here. If your data set has date and time in separate columns, then you can use another function that is called time value function. Okay, this time value will take the time value obviously and add it in the date. So here you are selecting the time column, here you are selecting the date column, and in your date column you are adding the time value. So this becomes our first parameter for date difference, one date. Then you are using now. Okay, so similarly to today, we are using now here, and so this will find difference between whatever date and time is at this moment and whatever date and time was in your order date. Okay, so let's try it in Sample Superstore case. Obviously here we don't have this, so we will try it in the online retail case. So we have the online retail data here, and we have already connected this data, created some dashboard which you will see in the playlist of Power BI. Now here we have the invoice date in that format. Okay, because when you will go, you will see that it is in this format. So let's create a new column here, modeling a new column. Sorry, I clicked on table. I don't want table, I want column. And we are doing R since order. In our case, name of table is online retail. Okay, so it is online retail, and name of the column is invoice date. So we will do invoice date, and in our case we don't have the time value separately, we have it in the invoice date itself. Okay, maybe one bracket is extra. Yes, and now third parameter is now, and fourth is R. If you want to understand these parameters, for every DAX function you also have the official page for from Microsoft. So in date diff you can see first is date 1, second is date 2, third is interval. Okay, a scalar date time, a scalar date time, and the interval. So what interval value can be here? Second, minute, hour, day, week, month, quarter, year. So in date you can get year, quarter, month, week, day, but here you can get hour, minute, and second also. Now we will go to online retail, make this, and we can select a simple table, or we will have this here. So you will see hours since that order. Okay, you can see these many hours have passed. So this was a simple explanation for things, some important date related functions which we have listed as a table here, which you can read when I will share this you know when I will share this URL or article in the description. From here you can copy them, create them, and see if you are able to create visuals on the basis of these. See you in the next video.